So this movie gives a brutal outlook into a period many of you might know, the prohibition period. In a sense of brutality and violence, this movie has very many graphic scenes that are not for the faint-hearted. I also believe this movie gives an in-depth view on how that period really was. Like if someone got big in the business, they had to deal with other actors trying to get a cut of the profits. And that's what the Bondurant brothers failed to do. 4 characters really stands out in the limelight for me. Forrest Bondurant as this de facto leader of the Moonshine Enterprise. You got Jack Bondurant as this young brass boy who walks around like he owns the place and always seems to be overly confident in everything he does. You got Howard as this brutal fixer who always wants to protect the business. And you got Charley Rakes as this ruthless deputy who doesn't take no prisoners and seems very, very, very merciless. Though I liked the more brutal scenes in the movie, I don't care too much for the 2 love stories. You got one between Jack and Berta, and you got one between Forrest and Jessica. Although they don't take too much of the screen time, it's just enough for me to fall off the story. What I very much would have liked to have seen instead of this is that you could have given more screen time for the Gary Oldman character. He plays a man called Floyd Banner, who seems to be that kind of character who could really stir things up. He seems to be very annoyed when dealing with different lawmen, and it could have been very much exciting to see more of him in the movie. I also would have liked to see more of how they produced the moonshine, because yes, you do see some of it in the movie, but it's not nearly enough for me. Furthermore, I would also very much like to say that this movie is too predictable. Like you knew even before Rakes did that beating on Jack that he was going to screw up after seeing him running across the grass out from the church all drunk. And also you knew that when Forrest, the de facto leader of the Moonshine Enterprise, wouldn't deal with Rakes the way he wanted him to deal with him, that there was going to be trouble and that he would be back to terrorize the place. I very much liked the ending though, and that's the real cool part of the movie, as you know, when Rakes takes down Cricket and our young lover boy Jack goes on a vengeance mission to take him down. And before that in the story, they managed to find the hideout after scouting Jack when he takes the church girl with him to their hideout. And that calls for some really exciting action scenes, which will really keep you on the edge towards the end of the movie. All in all, this movie has its bad bits, it has its good bits. And yeah, that was my review. Thank you very much for watching.